Good morning, everyone. I've got my Princess Hannah Grace here, my little love bug. In fact, I'm going to bring her over here closer. She has been, oh my word. I wake up and she is on top of my feet. My temperature was way low. I know it was. I'm in a pile of 3 blankets. I have to sleep with 3 blankets now. It's not enough. In fact, I'm going to ask housekeeping for another blanket. And then I get these surges of, of heat where I'm like sweating from head to toe. So I had to write. Um, I mean, every day he leads me to more revelations, more. You come up here closer. Come up here with Mama. Mama's gonna need you. She's so. She is not a tiny little dog. She is strong like her mom. I mean, Phil Wogoman got one thing right. He gave me her. It's just a shame. It's just a shame. And I'll talk about him in a little bit. But today is day 51 for me. And regulating my body temp is top priority. And I had to write it out because I wanted to make sure I didn't miss anything, because that's who I've always been. I've always been very thorough. I've always been detailed. Why would I not be detailed in my end of days? I might be able to help one person on their journey home. So when you realize the hot tub and being in the 90-degree heat is helping keep your body temp above 90, it says a lot for this journey to heaven. Even Princess Hannah Grace is having issues with hers. Mine keeps dropping below 90. 90 is hypothermia, according to man. And I've noticed hers dropping as well. When you've used a heating pad for the past 2+ years on level 2, and sometimes on 3, then fast forward to present day, you realize how your temp is not staying up. Using 3 blankets with the occasional surge of these huge hot surges, plus a heating pad on level 1 because it feels like you're burning your skin, you understand what they, hospice, said about people at this stage in their life having trouble regulating their temperature. Hospice told me right from the start, keep the room calm and cold because regulating body temp will be the hardest for my pop on his journey home. Thank God I did. Those times I took breaks and let my sister take over, I would return to the room so hot and loud it was like they were having a party in his room. Seriously. I can tell you, being alert to this and mindful, especially now with my own health, shame on her for not listening to hospice. Instead, she was defiant and treated me like crap. My own family could not effectively listen to the peace my father needed in his trip to heaven. Instead, I was mocked, belittled, betrayed, yelled at, until I finally had to call the police and have my niece removed from his room so that I could continue my scheduled appointment with hospice in peace and quiet, as what they instructed me was the environment that he was to be in. I get it. I'm there. And I have to close my window that I love to have open because it's too much stimulation and too much stress. It's too much noise. I just hope that my calculator, my keyboard clicking wasn't irritating to my dad. I understood how my family thought my life was expendable. Since, I owned my own business and all. Really? I just accepted it and was there for my beloved Pop because I didn't care. You can be selfish all day long. But just so you know, I already planned on giving all the stuff away, but they policed the rest of it. Oh, yeah. That Ed Smoker, he's a piece of work. He wanted to pretend to be my dad's friend. He wasn't my dad's friend. He was just looking for whatever he could get. Unbelievable. The one and only family member outside of Grandma June and Grandma Johnson that always loved me unconditionally. My Pop, any time he saw me, said, "My darling, beautiful daughter." Never ever heard those words out of my birth mother. Not once. You know, the legal system gave her full custody. She pleaded her case and paid the money and won. And look at the life I led in hell because our justice system is so broken. In 1969, you gave my mother full custody of me and my sister. Shame on you for doing such an act. Shame on you for giving any parent full custody unless they have physically harmed their children. I see no reason why not every child on earth has both parents. None. Zero. None. Zero. I know how valuable this time is, even more so as I'm in the same stage as my beloved Pop was. What Peeps need to understand is when someone is headed to heaven, it's not about them. It's about the one that's laying in the bed awaiting their trip to heaven. I'm there. I've been there for a while now. And others, they refuse to listen. I've accepted it. Just trying to complete my much needed assignments that I'm hopeful he will allow me to complete. I haven't heard back from my doctor yet. I'm sure he's speechless. But it's life. We all need to be prepared for the day he calls us home. He and my doctor and his neurologist have done everything they can. But when the good Lord wants you home beside him, far be it from me to fight it. I'm just keeping as comfortable as I can with my beloved Hannah Grace tending to my every need. When I was choking the other day, she did not miss a beat. She ran over to me to see what she could do to help. Not a human, my beloved Hannah. I have accepted the selfishness of humans in this world and watched it my entire life. I just had no idea the magnitude of human selfishness since the events that I've encountered this year. If I can educate the masses as I have my trip to heaven, then so be it. I'll do it with grace and show the world how when you pass away, there are other options than lying in a bed so drugged up that you have the inability to speak. As I watched my father lay in his bed in his room at Eastlake, losing weight before my eyes, to the point he was literally skin and bone, sunken in his stomach, not eating, not communicating except for his own inability to regulate temp. I knew I was not going to go out like that. I slept on a twin mattress, holding his hand. Princess Harley was my first trip. I will cherish that extra time with her and keep it near and dear to my heart. I'm thankful for learning about those precious stages. I just wished hospice hadn't drank the Kool-Aid. I mean, I know that pharma equal poison for my own body. I just didn't fully understand the magnitude of the artificial part of all the drugs they prescribe would equate to poison as well. I mean, if meth is illegal, why aren't pharmaceuticals? Just saying. Healthcare is meant to heal, not kill. Those filthy lying animals have deceived us all. Dr. Herman, aka Yoda, the golden child, and I called him the wizard at least once, and Dr. Gorbatov, aka the Tooth Genie. They both have beyond extended my life by pulling the poisons out of it. The Tooth Genie removed a total of 9 teeth to extend my life. Those teeth that were extracted over a year ago are still affecting my body today. By the grace of God, my girl and tribe sister Candy, love you. Christy, I love you too. You two girls. And I've got more. Andy, Liz. Oh my gosh. But Candy heard me last year when I got here. And she told me about Dr. Herman because she has a friend that sees him as well. Game changer and beyond an eye opener. I've never been a pill popper. Never, frankly, I never stick to a routine because I've always been on top of my health until now. When you wake up daily with a new symptom or one that's extremely elevated, you understand the level of evil this tyrant regime is all about. I ask why. Why on earth do you hurt others? When do you go from being a human to a walking, talking demon pretending that you are trying to heal humans? When I just look at my clients, friends, and family members that have already headed home, I learned about the different levels of death. Once I was introduced to hospice and learned about my father, I had no idea how I would be going through this with my beloved Roddy by myself, all on my own. Humans suck with their selfishness. I have always been one to drop everything and help someone in need if I physically could because I learned it from him. And I learned it here. I've always been one to help if I physically could. But if I physically couldn't, I would help. I would try to seek somebody that could help and reach out. It's truly a shame and death. I'm still educating the masses and doing it flying solo, which is okay by me. A-okay by me. I understand the demons in humans, as I released many in myself and both of my beloved Roddies in the last year and recently. And Hannah and Nana, they try to come, and I'm just like, really? You better get away from me and my girl. You just stay away from, and the Peeps here, you just get on away. Humans can deny what I say all day long. However, when the Grim Reaper comes a knocking at your door, you understand where you are at. I've had 2 dreams thus far. One was about a line of figures, all in black with white, jagged teeth. The second one was demonic. a figure all in red with glowing yellow eyes. Now, granted, I haven't had dreams, and I still haven't had any other dreams in between there. I understand why my pop was scared all the time. When you are on mind-altering drugs, they certainly do not bring you out of your darkness. Instead, they put you in a deeper darkness. I can say that because those mind-altering drugs took me to a place I never ever dreamed I would visit, since I have always loved life. Peeps, wake up and see the world for what it is through my eyes. I've always looked at the world through the eyes of a child. That's why living in this God-forsaken world is continuing to wreak havoc on my beloved heart. I can feel him massaging my heart at times because he knows how hard I'm trying to help change the world daily, despite my ongoing health hiccups. I love and appreciate those peeps that have heard my voice these past 2+ years and have come to my aid. I want to thank those of you that have made my life so worth living, and even in the end of days heard those needs and fulfilled them. Thank you. Love you, love you, love you bunches and bunches. It's been a great ride for me. My next trip and adventure is going to top all of the others. How can it not? I mean, to wake up and see pink clouds come down. That's the 3rd time. As I enjoy watching these trips around the globe for my peeps, I want to thank them for their posts on Facebook. They are like mini vacays to me on my trip to heaven, and I adore you for that. Amanda Ramey, you've topped them all. And then Matt, with your trip to Europe, and there's others. Why can't we embrace death like we embrace life? Why can't we enjoy it while we educate those who are not at this stage yet? We can, by living life to the fullest every single day until he calls us home. Remember, Jesus was called home when he was 33. I'm 56, which equates to 11. That's me. I'm a November birthday. As my time grows near, I want to thank those peeps in my life, past and present, that have loved me unconditionally and made my life more complete. I also want to thank those clients that reciprocated the love and shared stories of their lives with me and listened to mine and prayed for me. You made choosing that dreaded profession worth it. When I arrived in the Florida Keys and felt the love, I knew this was my final trip before I was called home. I just wasn't prepared for those who deceived me along the journey. I have forgiven all those peeps that still live in darkness of the enemy, including my birth mother. I just pray they be obedient and repent before it's too late. God counts our tears, and Lord knows I've shed many from those who have hurt me throughout my life. Though Wogoman is by far the only one that attempted to break me, and he lost. To think he would rather choose a new filly when I told him I was going to be dead in 2019 spoke volumes for his character. Then in January, all the acts that he committed after meeting another filly, later marrying her, made me understand the magnitude of the demons that continue to wreak havoc in his life. I will always love him. However, the depthness of his darkness is beyond my help. He has to want to change and be a better man in order to come clean with a sinful life. What would Jesus do? Tell the frickin' truth. Why has he not come forward? Because he knows everything I say is the frickin' truth. You reap what you sow, Phil Wogoman. And as I await my trip to heaven, be obedient and repent. Because if you think hell is just a sauna, think again. Those 2 dreams I've had prepared me. Are you prepared to meet our Maker? You could say yes outwardly all day long, but can you deep down say confidently as a man, death you do not fear? If you say yes, I'll call you a liar again. You are just a scared little boy, trapped in a hairy beast of a body that is lost in life. When do you finally stop running, Phil Wogoman, and see the error of your ways for once in your life? Unless, Phil, you are obedient and repent, your final days will not be spent fruitful. Your lies are all coming to the surface, and you can no longer hide behind them. The level of evil that resides inside of you is at a level humans cannot see, nor do they want to see. They just want to pretend and continue to cheer you on as you continue to deceive another filly on your destructive path. That's the devil. That's certainly not fueled by Jesus. You cannot keep going on at the pace you are, because eventually the rug is going to be ripped out from under you, and the only one woman that saw this inner child in you, you left for dead. I rest my case. I've been searching for my one and only my entire life, and I found it. My one and only, whom I'm equally yoked with, is awaiting my arrival in heaven with the rest of my loved ones. Bonus day 51, which equates to a 6. 9 has always been my favorite number because when you flip it, it becomes a 6. Jesus died at 33, which equates to a 6. Looking outside and seeing the pink clouds for the 3rd time makes me understand the magnitude of my trip to heaven. None of us can predict when we are called home, but when the signs are all pointing up, including in my artwork, you know your time is getting shorter on earth. Hannah knows, and she just keeps making my final days as joyful as she can. I just hope my life story can help others as they face their end of days. Thank you, Lord, for extending my life when man's world wanted to take me out. I will continue on with my assignments as I'm able until you call me home. Can you help me, though, so I don't poop my pants again? As I wait, pretty please. I know I've been asking for a lot lately, but good grief, was that an unexpected event in my life? But at least I can laugh and tell about it. Love to all, bunches and bunches. Thanks for the memories, and thanks for all your love. I don't know how much time I've got left, but I had to get this off my chest. Learn this, because it's living right now. We're living in it. Look around. It's funny how life leads you. And I am so thankful, grateful, and blessed for the staff and the guests of Banana Bay. I can't thank you enough for the unconditional love that I felt and the love that she has gotten, even including Harley. The 3 of us have been surrounded by love since the moment we arrived at this resort. It's a diamond in the rough, and I've been a diamond in the rough my entire life. So it was not a coincidence that I saw my grandmother's ring in my purse the other day and decided to put it on. Because I'm going to get to see my grandma and grandpa and Grandma June again soon. And my dad, my beloved dad, that was ripped from my arms when I was 4 years old and was forbidden to ever see us again. And how dare us go behind her back and contact him. He is my father, and you have no control. Sorry. Be obedient and repent. The justice system is broken, and it's our duty to serve him and fix it with the truth, because the truth will set you free. We have all been allowing it to continue. Well, it's now our duty to serve him and stop it. And if I have to do it from my deathbed, then so be it. Because I've realized that I no longer have enough space on my little window seat that I made. Because I need too many things. And when I have to move the heating pad to on top of me to keep warm this morning with her on my feet, I understand how much closer I am. And I'm grateful that I'm alert and I'm able to speak, because unfortunately my father was unable to do that, because that's how hospice has been designed, to keep you restful and comfortable, because that's all they know. Well, I want them to understand there's new alternatives, and I'm living proof in my end of days there are the other ways around it. Let's not just keep the person comatose. Let's help them get outside. Let's help them hear the birds. Let's help them keep warm. Let them tell you, rather than you looking at their lifeless body lying there and certain things that they do with their eyes or their body movements denote that they're having issues and they're in pain. Come now. Am I the only one out there that has seen the light in the darkness? I don't think so. But am I the only one with a voice to speak about it? I don't know, but it sure feels that way. Because if other people were using their voices, my father wouldn't have been lying lifeless in his bed. CBD and THC have been my coasting. And I'm hoping I don't need any more, because my nutrients are found in this book that should be the top of the bestseller list in 2022. That's my goal, on top of everything else, is that every household in this, across the globe, has a Bible. I have my last asset, my Jeep, that has to be sold. And I can't seem to find the title. So I'm going to have to get somebody to help me get that, because I can't physically be doing it, because it's going to invoke some stress on me that I can't have. I can fight the system my way with justice, as long as I don't have stress along this journey. So I just day 51, and it's the longest time I've been down. And to think I'd still be at La Casa, instead of here, had none of that happened, was a gift from him. He brought me back to everything I love. He gave me a beach. He gave me a marina. And he gave me my room overlooking a pool that I've always wanted my whole life. You see how he showers you with gifts when you are doing good for him. And that's all I've done my whole life, is spread love in a God-forsaken world. And look what man's world tried to do to me. They tried to take me out. Men fear me. And I'm 5'4" and a half. Last time I checked the scale, I was down to 100, I don't know, 28. So my weight is plummeting. I was down to 116 before, so I'm not to that yet. So I truly feel like I have time. But boy, has he done a number on my body. It just looks beautiful. I just look at it in the mirror and go, wow. And I've tried to do some push-ups. I only can do 10, but at least I do them. That's a full body workout. I just started doing that a few days ago because as I'm losing weight, I'm seeing my skin doing some weird things. So I'm just trying to keep it afloat. I don't eat much. I mean, my morning breakfast consists of, I think I calculated it was 220 calories, but it's loaded with enough nutrients, and I'm not hungry. I mean, I've been eating small little portions ever since I arrived in Florida Keys. If I get a carry-out dinner, it lasts 4 to 5 days. The world needs to turn from their sinful ways and turn towards the light before it's too late. And the time is now. And I'm living proof. I've never been selfish. Never in my life. And if anybody says so, they can kiss my tail end and the horse they rode in on. Because I have always been one to help no matter what. Because that's what it teaches us in this book. That you need to memorize. And I can't believe how much I am obtaining every time I read it. It's just like fuel. And it fills me up. No wonder I'm not hungry. This is feeding me. But you know what? I feel bad about those things that I did, that I was disobedient to him. But they were things that I did to my body. I didn't do them to other people. Instead, other people were mean to me about what I did to my own body. Well, that was my body. And I didn't say anything to you about what you did to your body, now did I? I could have said a lot of mean and hateful things, and I never did. I just sat there quiet and took it. Well, not anymore. I am silenced no more. And y'all need to zip those traps and throw away the key until you become one with him and can freely open your yap and stop hurting others. Are you listening? Can you frickin' hear me? We're all children of God. We've all been put on this earth for the same purpose. Wake up and smell the coffee. That if you're brewing it right now, whip this out and turn off that damn idiot box. Because you certainly don't need that to fuel you. You need this. You're fueling your body with the wrong nutrients. Shut that shit off. Just saying. I did. And you know, the first time I moved to Florida, I didn't need the TV. No, instead my husband did, because he had a darkness. Obviously, now I'm seeing it because he quit his job that we moved to Florida with. So I was the breadwinner now. My fun money became the breadwinner. I'm like, that's not going to work. I don't make enough money. And what'd he do? Sit in front of that 80 box all day. So I'm telling you, I could have cared less if I ever had a TV in my house. I just watched movies. And apparently really wasn't watching and hearing some of the things because I was so pre-programmed and didn't realize how much I had conformed to man's world. And the further away from it I get, the more I hear and listen to in movies. Oh my gosh, another one they said GD, and this is another one of my favorite movies. Well, it's not a favorite because of that. That's for sure. Shame on them for putting it in there. Clearly states in the manual, do not take the Lord's name in vain. Need to get yourself some lava soap and clean it out. Just saying. So as I sit here, my blood pressure is back to normal. Well, man's normal. My temperature is back up to 97. When I woke up, it was 90.7. So between her efforts, and the heating pad, and all the blankets, we've managed to bring my temperature back up to normal. By the grace of God. So I need to be spending more time outside and thank the Lord. All I have to do to get there is walk right out my room, turn left, go out the door, and there's a balcony, and I walk right down to the steps and it opens up to the pool. My favorite place on earth. And honestly, if I pass away in one of 3 places outdoors, I will be thrilled. I will be thrilled because it would be a much better place to head to heaven, out in the sun, the thing I love the most because he created it. I've always been a sun worshiper and never had skin cancer. I was telling those college students about the one time I put sunscreen. Well, I put it on a couple of times on my nose because I always look like Rudolph. It's that Cherokee Indian in me. Brings out the red. It brings out that warrior in me. But I was telling them, about going to Florida on a trip. I think I was with Scott Hagedorn at that time. And I put sunscreen on. I was already had a tan, but everyone's like, oh, the sun's so much closer, blah, blah, you're going to get burned. I'm like, I don't know how that's possible. I was like, oh, what the heck? So I think I put a 4 on. Every place I put that, I had a rash. Red, raised rash. So then after that, everybody says, oh, you got your sunscreen on? I said, what for? I don't need sunscreen. Well, you're going to burn. No. I don't burn. Maybe you do, but I don't. So why are you worried about my body? Oh, you get in the tanning bed. You're going to get skin cancer. Well, that was my choice. But your body needs vitamin D, despite what your doctors will tell you, and you can't get it in a pill form. I don't care what anybody tells you, the best vitamin D is the sun. And the tanning beds help immensely, despite what man wants you to believe. Now, you have to do it in moderation, just like anything else in your life. And I did. I only used it once a day. 20 minutes. That's all it needed. All I needed. And you know the funny part? That's all I need down here. 20 minutes. to keep a nice glow. And I love that. And anything past that is bonus. But it's not the 20 minutes that used to make me tan. Now, if I'm out for an hour or two, it's not changing it as much because my coloring keeps changing as my end of days get closer and closer. Unless there's some crazy miracle that he's planning for me. Right now, when I look and I am living what I'm living with my health daily, I'm being realistic. And I'm able to accept it as myself, not just as a caregiver of myself. That's how crazy my mind works. I was able to protect my heart while I'm researching what my body is experiencing. And there's a paper trail, you know, because the tyrant regime watches our every move. So there's a paper trail of everything I've searched on my phone and what I've done. I cannot tell a lie. And I refuse to. Just like any of you that are going into the workforce and they're wanting you to lie to seek employment, you need to expose them for the frauds that they are. And the medical profession, it does not surprise me one iota, because the medical profession was supposed to be designed to heal, not kill. Did they help me when I was there in the hospital? Yes. Yes. And I know there are doctors and nurses out there that are not, that do not have criminal minds like this tyrant regime. But there are tons of doctors and nurses, including my mother, birth mother, that have a darkness, that need to be obediently holy and repent. You need to hold on to his right hand. Don't let go. And I'm already there. And when I saw that red with the yellow eyes, I was like, don't think you're coming into my dream. You need to skedaddle right out of here before I beat your face in. See? Even in death, I'm going to fight. But guess what? When he calls me home, I don't have to fight this world no more. I get to take off my gloves and enjoy heaven. And I look forward to that. She sniffs my mouth. She sniffs my nose. They know. Thank you. I love you. I love you so much. And for those of you that get hot spots, aloe vera gel. That's the best stuff. Just slather it on. Paint it on them. Because then if they lick it, scratch themselves, it's okay. Because what happens is it scabs over, and you need to get the scab off once it heals. And it hurts, I'm sure, because I know. So now when she's scratching it off, it's not bleeding. Thank you, Jesus. Oh my goodness. My little Walk with Faith, or my Mornings with Jesus book has my Jesus bookmark, has her blood on it from one of the times she was scratching herself and flicked it. I was like, oh. So aloe vera gel works fantastic on hot spots. And there's not one thing that I saw in my research that I saw where they said to use it. It's for the skin. It's supposed to help heal the skin. And if I had that Melaleuca stuff, that's what I would be using on it. because that stuff, I swear, tops the other. Tops regular aloe vera gel. Anybody that got burnt at my pool, I told them just keep putting it on until the burn comes out and you will be tan. And those that listened, it worked every time. I passed it out freely at my pool. Here's another bottle. I didn't make them pay for it. The first bottle was free. If they wanted another bottle, they had to pay for the second bottle. That's what I did all the time. I even had sunscreen for people. Thinking back, I never would have provided it, knowing that it's poison now. The best sunscreen is tan. Then they've got apparel you can put on. That doesn't harm your skin. And they wick away. So in this journey, besides eating what we're provided here at the hotel, or at the resort, at times I feel like I'm at a hotel because I feel like I'm on vacation ever since I arrived here in the Keys. And the last time I did laundry was 2 weeks ago or so. I physically can't go up and down. I mean, I only have one outing a day. So I'm literally washing my clothes periodically in the shower when I take a shower. I wash the clothes before I shower. Then I take my shower and I hang them up to dry. That's how I'm doing my laundry now. Hey, that's what they did back here. Watch The Chosen. They'll show you how to wash laundry. They did it in the rivers and the streams. It's not hard. Are you prepared if you're sent out in the wilderness, like I was, for what you're going to have to do when you don't have money coming in from outside sources because you physically don't qualify for their criteria in the state of Florida? Or those who promised you, Phil Wogoman, I've got our girl, leaves me for dead while you trot off with a new filly. Doesn't matter in man's world. If your promise wasn't written, it was written the day you thought it and spoke it because he heard it. You better open that Bible, Phil Wogoman, that I gave you, and start reading it cover to cover. You got all the time in the world. No excuses anymore, because you know I'm a no excuse though. And just maybe you'll get the balls to call me on your iPhone because it will go through and video chat and apologize for the hell you put me and my father through. If not, you can wake up a day and I'll no longer be here, and you'll have to live with that decision for the rest of your life, because I will finally be dead. And your life sentence, as you put it, that you cut off, will be over. But my legacy will continue on because I've got over 1,000 videos uploaded to my YouTube channel. Plus, I have others that have not been uploaded. Stop being a filthy, lying, hairy beast. And you go back to that inner child that I was digging out of you. That's a scared little boy. And you attack those demons that are inflicting you, or you find somebody that will get them out of you. I was working on it, but you slammed the door in my face. And now you're trying to hurt another woman. And I can't just sit here silently and allow you to do that. Wedding ring or not. I don't give a damn. Because you know darn well you went into that marriage with false pretenses. I know it. After you said, I'm a lucky guy. Well, there is no luck when he's in the picture. By the grace of God, I walked into your life to change it. And look what you did to a child of God. She was the best gift you ever gave me. The rest of them, I could care less about. The necklace that you gave me, I'm sure is in the bonefish storage about to be confiscated for non-payment. Oh, and those gifts that I had purchased you for your birthday and Christmas, they're about to be confiscated too, because I did keep those for you. And there's some other ones there too. The other storage is just a bunch of receipts. They're in for a rude awakening when they open that one up. And it does, I don't care. I have everything I need right here in this room. I have all my little treasures here. Just saying. My life will continue even after he's called me home. And I've made sure of it. And I can thank my Princess Harley for that. Because it started with her. It started with her. So, thank you for listening. Thank you for your prayers. Please, please, use your voice for good, not evil. Speak up. Bring out the truth. Bring out the justice. And above all, unite this world with love. And get yourself a little light that blinks at night to light up the skies with rainbow colors. That's all I'm asking of this world. Let's give him something back for everything he's given us. Can you imagine how beautiful this world would be from space, all lit up with rainbow flashing lights? Let's give him a rainbow back for all those beautiful rainbows he's given us after he's cleansed the earth with his rain. I think it's the greatest gift on earth we can give him. Love and rainbow lights. Like I said, I've always looked at the world through the eyes of a child. And I'm still that little girl inside, dying to make this world a better place. And I can literally say dying at this point in my life. And it's okay. I'm happy to be able and blessed and grateful that I'm able to be able to continue to speak and to share my beloved heart with this world. The fact of cloning, it needs to explode my heart, so my body can't be cloned. They don't have my DNA, although they did genetic testing at IU and they refused to give me any of my medical records. Nor did Fort Wayne. I had to have a doctor call and get them. BS, they're my records. Rebecca Butler, that Rottweiler attorney in Elkhart that lost her life in the Florida Keys diving, scuba diving. When I was talking to her about what happened to me in 2019, that I attempted to take my life, she said, this world would be a much darker place without your bright, shining star in it. She gave me my will to live back. And then mercy me. I'll never forget this as long as I live. I was watching music because music was so great for my father, and it was healing for me too. So I was watching Mercy Me video. And this gentleman woke up and he was in a wheelchair. And I said, you know what? I've got my arms and legs. I just have to get control of my brain. No more mind-altering drugs. I knew that. In the hospital, I would never take them again. Even when I was shipped to the nut house, I said, no, absolutely not. Not taking them. They altered my brain. And every doctor knew it. They heard me. Do you feel depressed today? Absolutely not. I've got a will to live and I've got a fight in me. All right. I even had college students. The staff told them to come talk to me. They actually had two girls. I talked about my case. I would have loved to have read their report. How they wrote about me. Because I told them about my life. And my potential death. Now I don't want to die. I didn't want to die. I wanted to live. Because I knew I could make a difference. I knew with this beautiful brain that he gave me, and this unconditional heart of gold, that I could speak it. I just had to get these two connected together without the outside darkness, without the outside stressors, to get me to this point today, to be able to talk freely about my end of days with courage, with determination, with a lot of love. We need to embrace life just like we embrace death. It doesn't need to be so sad and somber. Why can't we have a party on our trip home? Right now, every day for me is a party. Every day. So, stay tuned. I've got more coming up. Love to all bunches and bunches. Bye.